Okay, as you can see, different environment. We are in the burbs today. I'm just doing a cursory ride here real quick because I finally got the new inner tube for the tire in. If you're only going by my last message or my last video, I bought a patch kit for the tiny pinpoint tire thing. Tiny pinpoint hole in the inner tube that I found. I mean, tiny. I really thought a piece of Gorilla Tape would solve the problem. You know, I thought the glue would get in there and, you know, the pressure between the tire and the inner tube would keep it there, blah, blah, blah. Apparently it did not. So I bought a repair kit. You know, one of those that uses the slime and the patch and everything. And I patched it up the other day. But then when I went to fill the tire with air, it popped. Like, I didn't even get to full, like, to the, you know, the maximum or even close to the maximum. It just popped on me. So I needed new inner tubes. So I jumped on Amazon because I wasn't quite sure if Walmart or anybody local carried the right size. And I was like, whatever, I'll just order it from Amazon. And I was able to get some that claim they're a heavier, dutier one. And I get it, because the one that I had from the manufacturer is probably the cheapest one they could find. So this one claims to be a little bit more heavier, dutier, a little bit more puncture resistant. We will see over the course of time, but right now we are just kind of checking out the neighborhood. I'm house sitting for some friends. They live in this neighborhood, and they actually just bought a house in North Carolina. There, you get back today. It's 5:45 on the 11th of October. They get back from North Carolina. Their plane's supposed to land somewhere around 6. So we'll see. So what I'm going to do is, there's a little dirt path over here. We're going to take that. Just ride that around real quick. And then I'm going to go back in because I'm trying to clean up the house and get ready to leave when they, you know, because I'll have time. I guarantee you, they're going to invite me to stay another night. It's a married couple. They've been together for like 25 years. I think they like having somebody else around to talk to now and again. And one of their kids lives an hour away. So whenever they call me and ask if I can walk their dog or sit at their house, I'm like, why can't your kid who lives an hour away do this? And they always say, oh, he doesn't want to. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll come stay in your 6,000 square foot house for you. Walk your dog. He's a big fat dog, so he only wants like 2 walks a day, and he doesn't want to go far. But yeah. So here we are. But yeah, they get back here in a little bit, and then you can actually see their house from here, but I'm not going to point out which one until they get closer to moving, because I'll be back here to house sit. They asked me to stay here while they go on a family vacation in November. So, because their dog likes me, I know their cat. They trust me, and they're the kind of people, they like to go on cruises. They say it's a really inexpensive way to take the whole family on a vacation, which I kind of get. You know, you pay for your tickets, you get some all-inclusivity, you got all the amenities you could possibly want, etc. So yeah, their daughter graduates high school in December. She's going to graduate a semester early, and then they're selling their house. They're putting it on the market as soon as they get back, and then they're going to sell it with the condition that they get to stay in it until January. Because her daughter graduates in December, pack her stuff up, send her to whatever college she ends up going to, or maybe she'll go live with them for a couple of months or for the first semester if she doesn't take a spring semester. I don't know what her plan is. But yeah. So yeah, just trying to try out the new tire, make sure everything's kosher. The front tire, you know, I didn't tighten it down terribly much, but I tightened it down enough. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it'll come loose, but I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm strong, especially when I put weight behind it. So I always have to be careful about over tightening stuff. So, yeah. Anywho, so this trail, I used to live, and I'm trying to decide if we're going to go check out where I used to live. It's actually about 250 yards to the left. And I used to live there in 2019 and 2020. So let me see. Well, you can't really see it unless you know what you're looking for. But over here, there's some apartments, and then right through here are some condos. I rented one of those condos. And I used to walk on this trail every day during COVID because I needed to get out of the house. I was going stir crazy. So I'd come out here, do like a little 3-mile loop, and then head back. And one day I met the woman whose house I'm now sitting in. She was out here walking her dog, and actually he and I just came through here on a walk before I decided to come out with the bicycle. So I wanted to get him a walk, and then I took him inside, and then I grabbed the bike. So yeah. This path over here, I don't even know if we can get through anymore. So straight is where the path where I used to go. But yeah, it looks overrun. And it used to be always full of, what do you call it? It used to always be flooded. So that's why I was worried about going through there. So we'll just go this way. I probably won't make it up this. This is pretty steep. Oh. Not enough. Ooh. Ooh. So, obviously, unofficial trail. Ooh. I also, if you haven't noticed, put some silicone lubricant, so the squeaking's gone. Not all of it, but most of it. The road to my right is Main Street in Parker, Colorado. We'll go this way. Do I want to go that way? You know what? Not today, not with the new tire. I just have visions of me going down that and popping a tube. Let me get a little bit more confident in this tire first. Or the inner tube anyway. So yeah. Right over here to the right is a pavilion. That is where I stopped and took my very first video of this bicycle. But yeah, we'll go through these apartments. If my friends weren't leaving Colorado, I might even consider looking at these apartments or the ones across the street up ahead that you can see. Because, you know, the area, I don't like Parker, but it is very walkable. And that is, you know, you don't have to drive anywhere if you don't want to. You can literally walk to the store, walk to the... Sorry, I was looking for one of these, handicap ramp. You can walk to the store, walk to the Home Depot, walk to the library, walk to just about anywhere you want to go. The big problem is right across the street was an AMC movie theater that they just closed a couple weeks ago permanently. Because everybody in Parker, you know, it's one of those places where most of the people that live here are a little wealthier, a little better off. So, you know, they don't really go see movies because they all have, you know, 80, 90, 100-inch screens at home. So, yeah. So yeah, and then the movie theater didn't have reclining seats or anything, so people would just drive the couple miles up the street to the next theater and go sit in the reclining seats with the bar, while the movie theater here did not have a bar. But there's a bar across the street. There's a couple more bars, you know, within a 20-minute walk of here. Now they're kind of small town, like pretentious bars. Everybody on Thursday knows everybody on Thursday. Everybody on Saturday knows everybody on Saturday, that kind of thing. Straight ahead here, that beige building, or the kind of, I didn't want to show you the exact unit, but I will, is the one I used to live in. Right here. This corner unit right here, that's the one I used to live in. In fact, that window right there used to be my bedroom window. So what I would do is I would walk over here. I'd walk down this way and get to the trail. I haven't even been here in years, and the only reason I came here the last time was because I forgot to delete the address from Amazon, and I ordered something and it defaulted to here. But I moved out of there in August of 2020, so it's been 5 years since I've been over here. And it's the same place. Oh, more motorcycles though. Oops. So, I was kind of hoping, there we go. But yeah, the lady that lived, I don't know if she still lives there, on the bottom unit right here with all the dangly things. She and I would come around the corner here, and she'd be sitting on her patio, and we'd chat for a few minutes. She was an older retired lady. Her husband had died. Her husband was Air Force veteran, I think. Yeah, and she was just living off of his pension. And then come down here through the trail. And right across, straight ahead, is about where I said, you know, a couple hundred yards to the left is where I used to live. There's a creek. It is the Cherry Creek. It is the same one that we run across in downtown Denver. Yeah, this is like 25, 26 miles south of there. And there used to be, I don't know if there still are, but there used to be some little zigzagging trails through the grass over here to my right. I used to walk through some of those, but yeah, like here's one. But I'm not going that way. Here's one. So I'd come walk through here. You know, just kind of change it up a little bit. Sometimes you'd find people, you know, hanging with hammocks back here because it's nice and cool in the shade and stuff. And right up here to my right is some tennis courts and a skate park. I'll go show you that too. Because I didn't plan on this being a long ride, just especially since my friends have very slow internet. And I uploaded, an 8.5, 9-minute video yesterday, and it took almost 45 minutes. That building straight ahead is a firefighters training facility. So the firefighters will go out there and train. You know, they'll light up the building on fire. They got some burnout cars and stuff over there. They all practice their techniques and skill sets and whatever they need to do. So there's the tennis courts. Then here's the skate park. And this, I think the lights turn off at like 10 p.m. So the kids will be out here pretty late, and they're out here rain, snow, or shine. I mean, I can honestly say, you know, I used to live, you know, a 3-minute walk from here, and the kids were always out here. But when you got nothing else to do, you do this. So yeah, here we come around. This road in front of us is called 20 Mile. But yeah, skate park. I'm not going to go into any of these things, but there they are. I could have done that. Oops. Somebody's glasses and shit. Excuse me. So yeah. But yeah, Squeaky's gone. Super appreciate that. Yeah, then we'll head back to the trail, and I'll turn the camera off when we get to about where I started recording. That way you don't know exactly where my friends live and where I'm staying right now. Yeah. See, Cherry Creek Trail, right over here. I actually saw some new wheels that I like, or not wheels, but tires that I like too. A little bit less aggressive than these, so I don't know how they do in sand. But, because these are very knobby tires, but they look like they do phenomenal on, like, you know, the pavement or hard packed dirt or whatever. So, super stoked about, well, not super stoked, but I know exactly what I'm going to get if I ever have to replace these tires. I mean, not if, but when. Because it's only a matter of time before these wear out. Oops. So here's where I turned. Coming up on your left. Excuse me. Yeah, used to walk through here every day. I tried to bring my friend's dog through here a couple of times, but he just freaked out because they never bring him this far. So, yeah, here's the firefighter training area. They actually have a bench here so you can watch them train. And if you're sitting on my friend's back deck, you can sometimes see them training, but their trees and stuff are in the way. But you can more often hear them training. So, yeah. But they're expecting to get at least $900,000 for their house. So they're super stoked. Well, let me say it this way. 50% of them are excited about the next chapter of their life. Hey, puppies. Yeah, apparently there was some anxiety with purchasing the house that they purchased, and because they've traveled out of town probably once a quarter for the last year and a half, looking at different cities, looking at different states, trying to find neighborhoods, exploring, trying to find the right place for them to go retire. And keep in mind, neither one of them are 60 yet, but they're well off. Oops. Excuse me. Hey, puppy. Yeah. And then right up here on the left is where we turned and got on the trail. And right up here straight is where I started recording. But yeah, they're tend to be well off, so like the wife wanted to buy a smaller house because they decided that, you know, once their daughter's gone, they didn't need 6,000 square feet between the two of them. Even though they bought this house for like 300 grand, 350, something like that. So they're gonna make a pretty penny on it. But then she wanted to buy another house somewhere and, you know, have a place to live. And then they, you know, would travel, you know, to different parts of the world, because he's got a sister that lives in Morocco. She owns a house there. They have friends that live in Portugal and Spain and different parts of the world that they can stay with, you know, for a week or two at a time, or even a month or two, depending on who it is, how close they are. So, but he just wanted to travel full time. He's like, we have the money. There's no reason why we should be paying a mortgage on an empty house, you know, that's going to sit empty like 9 months a year while we travel. And I'm like, yeah, valid. Because one of their plans was to just rent out the house they have here to like friends like myself, but I can't afford their, you know, $3,900 a month mortgage. But they wanted to rent out their house and then possibly just what do you call it? You know, keep a bedroom to them for themselves, so when they are back in the United States, they have somewhere to stay. But I was like, yeah, one, I can't afford to rent it from you, even with roommates. And two, you know, if it's my home, if I'm living there and you come and stay and then you try to pull rank on it being your home, it's going to bother me. Like, a lot. So I don't want to get into that place between friends. So... But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording because we're getting dangerously close to you seeing where their house is. You can see the dead guy grilling there. That's kind of fun. And Halloween is right around the corner, and we will talk to you guys later.